Oh, it's so depressing. I have an entire inventory full, and I'm left with 3, 6, 9, 10, 16 items, where at least half of these are just curiosities of mine to see where they stand, or an interesting lesson in how to properly price them. Alright, what first? Let's take a look at this amulet. This maybe has the best chance. So, I'm looking for strength, life on hit, and magic find. The weapon damage is just going to be a bonus that I'll try and compare. It's worth maybe 20 to 30 more on the primary stat. So, strength, life on hit, magic find. I believe it was 34, so I'm going to put in 32 here. 100 strength and 175 life on hit. It's an odd combination, so I might lower these a bit on the numbers, but I'm already looking at 100. 104, 197, and 34. So ours is better on all three of those stats, except for the, well, not on the strength. And they've got a little bit of resist all. They've got 9 resist all, essentially, from that intellect. And the physical resistance, so at 100,000, I mean, it's a huge cutoff here, though. Let's see. Magic Find and Thorn. So ours is definitely better than this one at 260. And this one's better than ours, despite the weapon damage, and it's 900. So the question comes: is ours significantly better than this one? My line of thinking here is it good enough to buy this one out, and then price ours between 260 and 900,000? Thus, even if we don't sell this one, still taking a benefit, which is definitely some arbitrage strategy, that kind of can transfer from one game to the next, no matter what you're playing, is destabilizing the bottom of a market going to net you enough profit on your items to validate that choice. Next thing I would look at then is how long they've been listed. A lot of things in the auction house now, since this has only been back online for a couple of hours after a, gosh, what was it, like 13, 14 hour downtime, I think, for this regularly scheduled maintenance, of which there was no patch applied. So these everything should be fairly new or almost over on the auction house, is my point. So the fact that these these just went up, and this one's been here for a day. This 100 is obviously priced too low. But I don't feel like wasting 100,000 gold on this experiment. Well, actually, you know what? I will, and then I'll just update you guys next video, just for the justifying the price of that way. So I'm gonna buy this one for 100. And I'm going to list 9 for like 299 because it should come up $289. And then I'll just try and immediately flip this one too. I'm competing with myself by putting them both up at the same time, but it will create the illusion of a stable floor to this combination of affixes. And this one is going up for just under this other one. So if I sell either one, I'll do a research here. Oh, so I'm not even. Oh, because the 5 minutes aren't up. So basically, doing a research, it'll come up with mine is over this one and over and under this prospector's strand. So you'll see a pretty steady people searching for strength, life on hit, and magic find. Um, and that may only be a half a dozen people in the world, but at least they're going to see some decent numbers in the 250,000 range. And if I sell either one, then I've made back more money than I would have otherwise, because if I had not bought out this 100 one, I'd basically just have to price mine at 99,000 and then dump it. So if I sell either one now, I've made back the 100 I paid plus another 100 profit, and then I still have that second amulet sitting around. Alright, this is going to be a little odd, but strength, resist all, and then I'll search for either armor or life per second. So that's surprisingly high. Maybe my resist is a little too narrow for search. Yeah, that dropped a couple 100,000. So this has intellect basically and four weapon damage, better than mine. Just a smidge more strength. But mine also has life regen. So then I'll take a look at life regen, and it was decent. Isn't it 200s? Yeah, 223. So same thing. 175 is fine. Just so you're seeing something in the decent triple digits. So this is much cheaper, life regen, than armor, which makes sense for a strength class. With ours, the armor is obviously worth a lot more than the lightning resist, but it's probably comparable to that dexterity. But if again it's within the first 500 that person has. And then this one is probably much better because it's right around 200 strength with that socket. So we're looking at some strange some multiplicative combination of between 200,000 and 500,000 for this one, and then 299. So ours is going to be valued a little bit higher than 300,000 because the combination of life regen and armor is going to be a little multiplicative on that price. So I'm going to go 345. I don't think that'll have any problem selling for that amount. It's an odd combinations, but as long as people see it, it'll go. I want to take a look at this life on hit of 300 and life steal. That was out of habit. I'm searching by buyout, but I'll put on DPS here and then I'll enter in a gold range, a gold cap, I should say. So this is not looking too good. Already you can get up a 783. Same thing for 100,000. Still in the 700s for 31,000. So if I push this up a little higher, even though it's you're still in the 700s for 50,000, and you're getting a faster weapon. So this is not going to cut it. But it is good to know that let's see. some rough combination of lifesteal and life on hit. You're gonna want like 800 DPS, you know, to warrant an auction house slot. Okay. Back to the top. Dexterity, Vitality, Magic Find, and then look for a single resist. That low primary is really just going to be rough though. Dex, Vitality, Magic Find. 14 for our 17. 45 for our 52. 130 for our 140. Yeah, so this is worthless, but do any of these have a very nice like physical, fire, or arcane? These are there's a physical and a resist all for 45,000. So that low primary just destroys the value. Watch, if you put a 1 in front of this, boom. Shoot. Ooh, this might be a nice flip. Yep. Buyout. When it's a whole 2 digits off, you know you might be able to flip something. Okay, so Archer's Heart. Dex, Vitality, and Magic Find. I'm going to sell that one for a quick, let's go 750 and 990. Not going to get greedy. It's undercutting the next Dex Vitality piece by 1,000,000. So I only paid 50,000 for it. Okay. But this piece, yeah, just the lack of the primary stat costs it incredibly. You went from 5,000 gold for something roughly equatable with, or 20,000 roughly, with a resist all stat instead of just the physical. Just 100 points on the primary stat, and it shoots up into the 2,000,000 range. So, why did I choose this one? Because it has a combination of life on hit and crit damage. So, I think it's going to be depressing to look at, but we'll just do it for the sake of educating myself and you. Life on hit and crit. Put 70 in here. It's a fairly cheap gem. 450. Is that what it was? Yeah, it's about right. It's about 15% off of that number. Okay, so this is an interesting combination. I'm correct on this, right? One-hander. Yep. And it's got some vitality, so, but I'm not going to put that in. Okay, there it jumps up. So you've got one for 100,000, but it's got better natural crit. It's got a better attack speed, obviously being a wand. Yeah. And they're only going for 100, and I'd have to put a gem that, what is it, around 15 to 20,000 for, or more for that 70%, or is it more? Yeah, so it's not worth it. Okay, pants. We're looking at 68 plus that's 150 dexterity and 73 vitality. These are not going to be worth anything. I'm always a little too optimistic when I'm in my stash, and when I actually pull up the auction house and the numbers in front of me and I get back in this mindset,